Martell and John. How are y'all?
Hello.
Doing good. How are you?
Blessed and highly flavored. How are you?
Blessed and highly flavored. What flavor?
Butter pecan.
Come on, butter pecan. That's a grown folks flavor too.
That's your favorite.
Okay. So let's get into it. We'll start with the question we ask everybody. How long have y'all been together and how did y'all first meet?
We've been together for 4 years and we have infamously met on Jacked. We got a sponsorship from Jacked on my podcast like a couple of years ago. So we met on Jacked. We're one of those gays.
Okay, so we got to get into that. And with two questions. How did that go down? And then secondly, there are some people who say couples can't meet online. They seem to they try to delegitimize those. And what are your thoughts on that?
Well, that's a lie, obviously, because we've been together for 4 years. And I know couples that met at the picnic at church and they don't last 2 weeks. So that's obviously a lie.
Yeah, most of the time people who are on the apps are looking for like the right now, not really having focus on the future and like the long-term building of like a relationship in my experience. So I think that's why it seems as though you can't meet anyone with some type of quality on the apps because it's always like the hit it and quit it and that's it.
Mm-hmm. And you could be looking for the right now and then find the forever because I wasn't looking for right now when I found him. I was looking for the
What is that? Y'all gonna go voguing together? What is that? What's the dot?
Oh no, I was the cheek clapping.
You wanted to clap some cheeks. Oh, y'all gonna go to church together? No, I'm just playing. So
we went to church.
Y'all went to church. Okay, so how did it go from looking for some cheeks to clap to hey, I like this?
I think we had like one of those phone conversations when you up and you twirling your finger with the cord, old school style like that. We had one of them conversations and then we kept having them and then we stopped. We never separated after that. Like
pretty much, yeah.
Since then we really have not been separate. I think maybe like 3 or 4 days we have not been separated from each other for 4 years. So that is a testament of we just are, I guess, addicted or inseparable.
Inseparable. Plus, wow.
Yeah, and plus we were together for a year before COVID happened. So
a year
and a half till COVID happened. So that's where real test. We were stuck together at that point. We're in the same house. Everybody's quarantined. So it was like a real testament of like building up our relationship and really getting to know each other, being in the same space, even though we already dipped our toes in the water for as far as sharing the same space beforehand. But that was really the longest amount of time we were like in the same environment. And that's how I feel like we actually improved on our relationship because we really got to understand each other's like qualities, quirks, and just how we interact together.
As two men, how do you find that balance in there between allowing each other freedom? Because men like freedom, allowing each other freedom of expression, freedom of being, and how do you find compromise in all of that?
Well, we don't have a heteronormative relationship where I'm the boy, you the girl. We have always known as two men. And I coined the term on my podcast, monogamish, where, you make up your own rules of what monogamy is for your couple, for your relationship. And that's what we believe. So when you start with those rules and boundaries, you don't really bump heads, at least in those ways.
And I also think it's a lot easier because we are both creatives. So we both have a respect for the importance of having our own space. Even if we're in the same household, we make time to separate ourselves to be able to create as individuals or just to have downtime or just whatever we need to really recharge ourselves separately so we can like be our full selves, come back together.
Are y'all monogamous?
We're monogamish. So right now, as far as, COVID is messing up the game, we got to keep people as far as away as possible. But once we come out of this, we might come out and play some more games.
Let's talk about that. How do you create honesty around wanting to go play some games and feeling secure in that?
I think just having open conversations and honest ones.
Yeah, exact same. Because that's been a major thing for me in this relationship, being able to communicate effectively, communicate honestly. Because having to keep it within myself or within ourselves makes it challenging to really want to share, because we feel like there's a possible lack of understanding. So being able to communicate freely makes it a lot easier and makes it more of a comfortable environment to have those open conversations.
Like I was honest with him and saying, hey, you're not going to be the only guy I'm going to look at or girl. I'm going to look at guys and girls. I'm going to always be attracted to other people. And sometimes I'm going to want to smash them. And I'm going to want you to smash them with me. So we had those open conversations. And I feel like, we left each other room to be like, no, I don't like that. No, I'm not with that. Or maybe I'll be with that in a year, give me time. Or maybe I'm never going to be with that. So I think as long as you have those conversations and you outline those boundaries, you can, have longevity.
Okay, so you definitely believe that it's possible to have longevity as a couple that still sometimes has fun on the side.
Absolutely. I just don't think it should be the foundation. Now, if all y'all do is threesomes, foursomes, orgies, bukkake, and this, that, and the third, then if that's y'all foundation, then that's a weak foundation for a relationship. But if the foundation is y'all, and then you want to add a little appetizer or a salad on the side, then have dinner.
How do you set boundaries with outside parties? Or how do you handle maybe feeling like somebody has a connection that looks a little too close with an outside party?
You do the same thing. You tell them the rules up ahead of time. Hey, ain't no kissing in the mouth. Hey, you are here to do this, and then after you do this, get out. Mm-hmm. Don't let nobody linger. You can't stay for dinner. No, ain't no pillow talk or nothing like that.
Yeah, pretty much the same. Just setting the boundaries immediately. Saying, here's what it is. Not interested in having another emotional connection. Because I know for me, I'm not interested in doing that. My emotions are with him. I don't have the space, capacity, or interest of having another emotional relationship with someone else outside of our marriage. So being able to have that communication, making sure that's clear. And if someone on the other side ends up having those feelings, then really it's no choice but to block, because there's going to be issues.
Block.
In what ways do you think this strengthens a relationship? Because a lot of people look at it as something that can weaken a relationship, but obviously y'all are making it work. So how has this strengthened the relationship?
Freedom is the only thing I can think of, because it obviously is not working in monogamous relationship, fully monogamous relationships. Now, I don't want to put it out there like we hoes and sign up, because that ain't the case either. But monogamous relationships fail all the time anyway. So why would trying something different not work?
I feel like seeing those who have failed monogamous relationships, I feel like there's more to it than just sex. I think it's mostly emotion. So if they're lacking something emotionally within a relationship, they'll go outside elsewhere, and that of course causes more issues. But I think that's part of the problem as well.
Money, sex, lack of counseling, lack of therapy, and that's something that we incorporated, is definitely couples therapy. So yeah, even if we will have disagreement, we invite the third party to mediate.
Third party counselor
to mediate what we have disagreed about.
What do you think the benefits of having couples therapy has been?
When we starting off, we were trying to understand how to best communicate with our personality types. So bringing in someone who can come in from an unbiased perspective to allow us to communicate how we feel each other is feeling, then they can offer some type of advice, some type of structure to be able to have more effective communications. So it's a little bit easier to be able to share what we want to share without feeling frustrated due to a lack of understanding or how to properly communicate how we're feeling.
Right before he get punched, I'm like, okay, we'll make an appointment.
So
you got to prevent the domestic violence with counseling kids.
What do you think some of the biggest challenges are for Black gay relationships?
Finding them, because apparently it's not enough of us out here. It's just Black man, brown man, Black man, white man. For whatever reason, it's not enough of us getting together or staying together.
I feel like it kind of goes back to emotions, because as Black men, it's been history that it's been a challenge to be able to communicate effectively and to tap into your own emotions. So if you don't really have the tools or the know-how or how to properly express yourself, because you're either suppressing it due to your sexuality or your environment or the people, your family, or you don't have the comfort to be able to express those emotions effectively. So you're operating in a way that really doesn't facilitate building like healthy relationships between two Black men or Black gay relationships in general.
And we're already behind the power curve. Like we're talking about therapy. You know how many Black gay men have never been to therapy before? And so if you're already starting on first base trying to get a home run, you got more work to do to get around. You can't get to that home run, which would be a relationship, a healthy, stable relationship, until you've done the work with yourself to get to that point.
Okay, and last question. Why is it important for us as Black gay men to be out and proud? And how can we improve our relationships with the Black community at large?
You can see we are very out loud and proud. So it is extremely important, especially these days. We do need to continue to be our out loud, proud, gay asses on all occasions, every chance we can get. Hold that hand, kiss that man, slap that ass, do all of the things in public and let them know it's normal and we are not going anywhere.
Hold on, you said some gospel a second ago. I need you to repeat that one more time.
Slap that ass part?
Yes, that is gospel. Y'all slapping ass, folks.
Keep doing it.
Now, I'm complete agreement as well, especially as he touched on already, the public displays of affection, just showing the world, hey, we are expressing our love for one another. Even with platonic relationships, doing the same thing with your own gay friendship as well, just expressing the love for one another. It doesn't have to be sexual, it doesn't have to be romantic. Just show that we can love one another and really have confidence in building our own relationships, no matter what type they are.